So guys, I'm sitting here editing this video for Nico. So I wasn't going to put an intro in it, but we're going to put an intro in it. So basically what this is I asked Nico to provide content, so you guys know. So he did a video for me. He put a lot of segments together. He actually did a lot of work on this. There's a lot of filming. I've been to the shop. I know how time intensive a lot of this is. He makes this look like it's something that's quick and easy. It really isn't. There's a lot of prep, a lot of time consuming things that go into this. So I'm editing the video. I don't want you guys to get a false image of, oh, that's simple. It's really not. I've been there. I watched him and his dad do it. There's a lot of behind the scenes steps. This is a very, very dumbed down version of what happens in hydrographics. So I asked him to do this because I wanted you guys to see that there's so many things he could do, round surfaces, things like that, because everything he just showed you that he does also translates to knives. With the exception of blades, we found it doesn't work on blades, but all of this stuff that he does can be done on knife scales, knife sheaths, knife handles on folding knives, all that stuff. So that's why I want you guys to understand what Nico does, because there's a good chance that he can do stuff to you guys' knives that will make them a one-of-a-kind piece that you can pass down as heirloom items. So just to provide you guys with another avenue of making things truly yours. You know, I like to say, waging the war on plain Jane knives, one knife at a time. So is Nico.
Hey, what's up everybody? Hobbit here, just shooting a video to explain what I do for a living a little bit better, so that way you have a better understanding when Mike talks about hydrographics in general or shows some pictures of the stuff I've done for him. So, sorry for the echo. I'm shooting in my paint booth right now. It's a little sheet metal, no stuff on the walls to dampen the sound, so it's gonna sound a little tinny or something, so sorry about that. But anyway, to explain, hydrographics is an ink print that is chemically etched and bonded to the part. So, basic to explain that is we have a part. So this is a sandblasted part. This is I think a steering wheel extender, I think for off-road or racing or something, but forgot to have a basic one. So they basically come to us raw, and then we have to apply a texture on the parts, that way the paint will stick to it. So for these metal parts, we sandblast them, so it's got a nice sandblasted finish. Then after that, we clean them off to get all the debris from the blast media off, and then we paint them. There you go. So this is a gray and black metallic paint. It's kind of hard to see. Kind of right there. Lighting's not that good in here, but it is what it is. But yeah, so we paint them a gray metallic metal flake because the customer would like carbon fiber. So this is after it's dipped. So this is with the carbon fiber pattern chemically etched and bonded into the paint. So because the pattern cannot chemically etch and bond to raw metal or basically any other part. There's only one other material it can chemically etch and bond into, and that is ABS plastic. But that's kind of a caveat, little side note thing. But for the most part, you have to prep the part, get it as a textured surface, so that way the paint will stick to it, so that way the pattern will stick to the paint. And then after this, we apply a lacquer or a clear coat to the part to protect it, because if you can scratch off the paint, you can scratch off the pattern. So that's why you gotta apply the clear coat to it, so that way it's protected. And yeah, that's about it for a quick explanation. And then later on, I'm shot some video of me painting parts, so that way you can see me painting real quick. And then I'm gonna shoot some video later on of me dipping the parts that we painted. So this is kind of where the magic happens. Or in this first section, we have our 2 paint booths. We have our glass cabinet up front, and back here, this is our rinse station. So after the parts are dipped, they go here so they can be washed off, because you have to wash off all the activator, the chemical that you spray over the pattern that turns it back into a liquid. You have to wash all that off so it'll solidify again. So this is the rinse station. This is the tank. So I figured this is what everyone would be interested in. So this is filled with warm water, about, well, kind of heated, about I think 90-ish or so, depending on the pattern. Some patterns like it hotter, but you really don't want to go over. I think it's over 100, over 100-ish kind of thing, because then the pattern starts getting a little finicky and getting burned. But yeah, so this is the tank. This is where we've set the pattern. We spray the chemical activator that is in these guns, and it turns it back into a liquid. So these are some of the parts we do. So these are mud jugs, portable spittoons, and these are the finished product, depending on the pattern the customer wants. So that is a rebel flag. This is a rebel flag over steel plates. So we apply that to basically anything. So to give you a better understanding of what's going on, let me sit down and stand. There we go. Sit down and stand a little bit. Angle the camera a little bit so that way you guys can see. Now this is the layout table. This is where you have the pattern, you lay it out to the width you need, and you cut it. So this is pattern. This is carbon fiber we use. It is on a cardboard tube. It's a roll, and you have the pattern. Like so. So after you set it out to the length you want, this is it when it's cut. So for most patterns we tape both sides, so that way it's easier to lay in the water, easier to mess with. So this, it's got a thin plastic coating on it, so that's why you have to spray the chemical activator on, because it eats away this coating and turns it back into a liquid and creates an oil slick on top of the water when you're working with it. I think that's kind of a basic explanation. Now I'm going to go shoot some video of me actually dipping. Alright guys, I'm getting ready. I'm going to set the pattern in the water and dip one of the spindles. So what we do first, turn off the pump, take your dam, because you need the pattern sectioned off in the tank, because if you don't, it's just going to float all over the place and you're chasing it down, and it's just going to be a nightmare. So you have your dam set in kind of the approximate size that we need right here. And we go over here. We take our pattern and we lay it gently into the water. The reason we do that is if you just throw it into the water, then you can have bubbles which will come through onto the part. And also set the 60-second timer. Depending on the pattern, some of them take 60 seconds, some of them are shorter, about 50-ish seconds. Usually you don't want under 60, but some of them are a little bit hot. So about 60-ish, sometimes up to 70 seconds or 80 seconds. Now we wait for that. We get our gloves, because we're going to need to stick our hand in there for these parts, because what we're doing here is an advanced technique called rolling, because if you just dip it through, it's going to stretch too much. So what we do with this one, we take our part and we roll it into the pattern because it's circular. Explain that a little bit more in detail later, since we only have about 10 seconds. It's going to get loud now. Because honestly, you don't really want to breathe the activator. Not that bad, but Now you give it about 20 seconds. So you can see pattern's kind of expanding out, laying down, calming down. Set this over here. Angle this down. And we take our part. Like I said, we gotta roll it. So you gotta get the proper rolling technique. About 20-ish seconds, a little bit more on the water. Dip it a little bit to try to get air bubbles out. And now, roll it through. Now it's carbon fiber. Now we set it in the rinse tank, and that's it. That's the basis of it for right now. All right, everyone. Now that the parts are all dipped and dry, ready to go, we are all suited up to get ready to apply the clear coat or lacquer coat for Europeans out there. So just you want to make sure you don't touch it, so that's why we got these stands. Now we can turn on the booth and spray a few. So watch yours, it's gonna get loud. So, what I was doing was I was using the light to see the reflection, and basically what that's doing is I'm seeing if it looks glassed over, because if you see any texture in there, that means you're not applying enough clear. So that's all I was doing, is checking to make sure that it's got a nice even coat all the way around, and that's basically it for this stage of the process. And honestly, this is the last stage of the process. We give these about a whole day to dry, kick off, and then we can mess with them and send them off wherever they need to go. That's about it for that part. Alright, it's been a little over 20 minutes. All the parts are done and dust free now. What dust free means is that the coating is solidified enough for dirt and debris to land on it and not to stick. So that way you don't have to worry about anything else happening in the clear coat. Can't go grabbing on it and messing with it, but you can move around the shop, get it out your booths. That way you can use your booth for other things if you have more things going on. This is the finished product. This is what it's going to look like when the customer gets it tomorrow after it is fully cured. Alright, that is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you found it informative and you get a little better understanding what hydrographics is. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, please give it a thumbs down, but say why. So that way we can use that information to continue to improve and grow the channel. Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are safe. Please be kind to one another. Be sharp. Love you all, and I'll catch you in the next one.